worrying? Have you stressed? Need to laugh off that disaster of a parent-teacher conference? Ready to indulge in those "I wish I could say that" moments? You're in luck, because you've just pressed play on the top-rated teacher comedy podcast on the planet. It's time for Crying in My Car, a podcast for teachers. Here's your host, the teacher comedian himself, Devin Siebold.
Hey-o. Crying in My Car, a podcast for teachers and luchadors. Apparently, this is it. This is the outfit. If you're listening on the streaming services, you might want to head over to YouTube and see. I'm in full garb that Greg, the angry Texan parrot, has picked out. He's also fired after this. This is the last show he's ever on. We had a golf bet. I lost. I'm a good sport. I'm gonna do it, and here we are. So, describe what I'm wearing, Greg.
Well, let's start with the wrestling boots.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Now the boots are very big. They're black. And they're authentic wrestling boots for professional wrestling, followed by a tutu that my fiance Angelina put a lot of work into and made, and with a nice little cute bow in the back that has it all tied up. See, you have to have the bow, for pretty, followed by the t-shirt that says Angry Texan 316. Now, since I was going into the wrestling garb, I thought that the history of the 316, you know what the Austin 316 was about,
Stone
right?
Cold Steve Austin.
Okay, you remember what it was for?
Vaguely.
Okay, so he was.
But our listeners don't.
He was in a match with Jake the Snake Roberts.
Okay,
and Jake was, I guess, at the point he was getting into his very Christian lifestyle, but he was using it in his promos. They said, the Lord's going to watch me when I go in there. Well, anyways, after the match, Stone Cold won, and he walked up and did a promo, which he was just on a roll. And
I'm in here raising my eyebrows like I'm surprised.
Yeah,
but
well, they're already raised. So this whole,
I'm really into it.
So, anyways, Stone Cold Steve Austin said, Jake the Snake Roberts, you talk about your Bible thumping and your Psalms and your John 3:16. He says, well, Austin 3:16 says, I just whipped your ass. And everybody was like, oh, but then the next day, everybody's got the signs, and then they start making the shirts.
Austin 3:16.
Yeah, and then he didn't, for some reason, he didn't catch a lot of crap from the Christian Coalition people.
Mm-hmm.
And rightly so, because he came out and said, hey, listen, I grew up in a church. I just was talking crap. That's just my character, whatever. So I said, Angry Texan 316, which isn't that I just whooped your ass. I just played worse golf than you.
Literally, like just horrible golf.
Yeah, dude.
All around.
I shot a 111 that day. No, was it?
It was a terrible golf.
Yeah, it was
you don't even remember?
Yeah, it was horrible.
I want to recount.
Yeah, no, I have the card out. Actually, I went and got a frame for it too, just so we can keep it here for horrible purposes. But anyways, and you have the Luchador mask.
Yes.
And I will say that most of the boots and the mask were donated by Keith Stewart, CEO and founder of Thunder Championship Wrestling.
Really?
Yes. And so
this is authentic, and it's actually been used. I'm wearing a mask underneath the mask because whoever was in this before, Luchador, needs a Mentos.
Yeah.
Apparently. But this is lovely. Jurassic Park. I'm attacking Newman on the way to the dock.
Was the Lothosaurus? The Lothosaurus spitting the stuff in your eyes. That's awesome.
I'm really not happy about this.
Yeah.
Although I look surprised. Inside, I am frowning. And I'll be honest with you. I don't know how people wrestle in this stuff. I'm wearing the mask. It's tight. It's uncomfortable. It doesn't feel good. It feels like, yuck. And then I've got these boots on. These boots weigh like 5 pounds. Like, it's ridiculous. How do they even, and then they kick people in the face and jump through I just don't know how they do it.
Yeah.
I got a whole new respect for wrestlers.
Yeah. And the good thing is this is a teaching podcast. Sometime we'll get Keith in here, and Keith has a wrestling school. And what's funny is he had Dean Malenko just a month and a half ago come down from AEW and gave a seminar to all these wrestlers that drove for. Some of them came all the way from Kentucky. Mm-hmm. One came over from Oklahoma. They had this big seminar. And Dean Malenko, really cool guy, giving all of his advice out to the fans. But I digress. I just want to say that now the listeners should be tuning in to see more bets that we're going to do in the future. And I honestly, Keith had this idea, and Angelina.
Next one's basketball.
Yeah. And I'm probably going to have to wear some. But Angelina and Keith both said to me, I said, this could be a reoccurring thing that you do. Because remember, we did teach the teacher for a long time that you continued to change the rules on. Now that we make the rules and set them in stone first.
Mm-hmm.
So
I mean, they can always be altered, I'm just kidding. This is an interesting choice. I'm happy actually that it's today because I just started my weight loss challenge, and I've officially dropped 7 pounds since I've been in this get up.
Yeah, but you gained like 4 more just putting them boots on.
No, man. But these, I started the weight loss challenge. If you have not joined it yet, it's CIMC Weight Loss Challenge on Facebook. It blew up. We have that's people joining right now. We have over 1,000 people in this weight loss challenge group, and they're losing weight already. I said we would start today. Some people started a few days ago. Some people are sharing success stories and what they're doing. Nobody's asking for any money. There's no what is it? Multi-level marketing schemes. There's none of that. It's no like, hey, it's just people trying to get healthier, eat better,
share success stories.
Yeah. People are talking about, hey, I had some fruit this morning. Here's my weigh-in, and people are really passionate about losing weight. I'm in there. My mom's in there. She's joined. She's going to try to, get some of the stress weight off. Teachers gained a lot of weight. The crazy thing is I didn't realize how many teachers really every single story was COVID stress.
Yeah.
And it was just like, whoa. I mean, you could have literally copy and pasted everybody's story. Been a teacher for 10 years, been fine, lost some weight. And then COVID hit and I got stressed out and I was, in front of a computer and this and that. And people are miserable. And it's hopefully something that we can make better.
Yeah. And you think about it, there's a few out there that are like, I didn't gain weight over this. I worked out. I did this. I'm like, no, dude, America gained weight. We were already the most obese nation. You know what the most obese state is? Mississippi. I didn't know that. Yeah. Until I drove through there and saw like at least 5 McDonald's within like a 2-mile radius. That's when I was like, okay, yeah.
I believe it.
But seriously, think about it. Everybody, not just teachers, but everybody gained weight during this. I know I did. I know my girl did. But I went and I took a step further in this. I went and downloaded the Google Fit app to go along with my phone. And it's since you got me linked up on this Chrome stuff and my phone's linked to the computer and everything. And so this thing's measuring my steps because I did have the Samsung Health, which would just alert me at 1 a.m. to let me know that I walked 1,000 steps that day or whatever. And I'm like, shut up. But average right now this weekend, I was walking at my job, walking about an average of 7 miles a day.
Okay.
Yeah.
But that's the thing that I've always wondered about you. You walk so much. Like I go there and I walk inside, outside. I'm just being blunt with you. You have to be countering that with some heavy food, carbs, salt,
something.
Fat.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I work in a restaurant, so I walk by and I see a French fry, I grab it.
Right.
So I've got my employees also helping me with this. They're like, if they see me, just because sometimes it's not, you're not even thinking about it. You just reach over. And you get into the whole idea of why you gain weight. And we said this on the last show, the bonus show, that sometimes it's out of boredom.
Yeah.
You don't realize, hey, I'm just in a habit mode. I'm going to grab a snack out of the fridge while I watch Star Wars Bad Batch.
Well, teachers, I mean, you get a break on the computer and you're at home. That was the thing that I think hurt a lot of teachers, that they were at home. And so they'd have some Ritz crackers, they'd have something to drink, something to eat. I know that when I was teaching and I was at home, it was like, okay, I'm done with first period. Let me walk over and make some eggs and some toast and something to drink. And I'm talking and I'm drinking, but I'm not drinking water. I'm drinking Pepsi and coffee and cream and sugar. And it was just like a really perfect storm for stress eating and having it so available. You know, at school, you're so
Right.
busy and you don't really have that opportunity to eat as much as you think. And lunches are so short and you're standing up all day. And then we found ourselves just in a very, you know, incapacitated state, you know,
Yeah.
of sitting down in front of a computer. And that was it, you know. And the kids are unhealthy too right now. We got to get these kids back. They went from, you know, PE every single day to, you know, a virtual PE where some of them, you know, didn't do it. Some kind of halved it. You know, they didn't get their team sports in
Right.
that they needed. So I think it's a good thing. I think it's a good thing to have this challenge. And I hope that, you know, there's a lot of teachers out there that are able to lose weight, myself included. I'm going to
Right.
the gym right after this.
Well-
I ate really healthy this morning. I weighed in. Funny story, by the way, went to weigh in and took a picture of the scale. Well, when you weigh in, you're supposed to be naked. And I was completely clothesless. First thing in the morning, that's when they tell you to weigh. I took a picture of the scale.
Are you going to go back in the Luchador and do it?
No, I took a picture of the scale and then I was just about to share it. And then I like zoomed in to see what the numbers were. And I realized I have a glass scale and it has a reflection.
Ah.
And that reflection of a naked me hovering over a glass scale was not exactly what I wanted to post on the internet.
Oh, but right now, you know that there is, of all the thousands of listeners that are listening, maybe, just maybe, ladies, there might be the same hacker that hacked Chris Evans out there. So you may get to see Devin soon enough.
You know, I've been told I have America's hairy butt. But that's the way it works, man. I'm excited about it. See so many people talking about it, really engaged in it. It makes a big difference. And we are going to do some giveaways for it. Don't forget also, Patreon Zoom party is this week. It is Thursday at 7 p.m. Eastern. If you're a Patreon member, join in. I have a ton of stuff to give away. I have t-shirts to give away, stickers to give away, magnets to give away, notebooks to give away, ice packs to give away, tons of stuff to give away. I'm going to try to give away something to everybody. Probably won't happen because we could have a lot of Patreons. It just depends on how many join, but you're going to get something for free. It's $2.99 to join the Patreon.
Yeah.
Patreon.com/cryinginmycar. Makes no sense not to join. And you can join it. It's $2.99 a month, actually, but you can cancel whenever you want. You can cancel, or you can join for the full year and you get like a big discount and everything. And that's pretty cool. I think that honestly, it's what you should do to support the podcast. I'm trying to look through this stupid math. I do want us to give a shout out to our new Patreon members, by the way. Pam, Lynn, Chris, Jose Marie, Debbie, Brian. Shout out to you guys for subscribing to the Patreon. You're awesome. Thanks for supporting the podcast. And don't forget, Patreon party, June 3rd, 7 p.m. You're going to want to tune in. It's going to be a lot of fun. All right, Greg. It's time for teachers in the news, right?
Yeah. Is there any wrestling teachers in the news?
Struggling here. I can't even see anything. All right, teachers in the news.
From classrooms to chaos, we searched high and low for the craziest teacher stories this week. Here are your teachers in the news.
All right. Teachers in the news today is brought to you by Pear Deck. I've talked about Pear Deck in the past. I'm going to bring it up again because I love it. Imagine if you could engage every student in your class every day. What if you could instantly see who's confused, who's ready for more? That's honestly the power of Pear Deck. I've used it in my class. I'm not going to sit here and tell you something that you should do if I haven't actually used it, but I have used it in my class with amazing success. With solutions rooted in active learning and formative assessment, Pear Deck was created by educators to make it easy to connect with learners of all ages and abilities across every subject, every grade, every single day. Pear Deck is the fastest way to transform presentations into classroom conversations with simple, easy-to-use integration of Google Slides, which we all use since the pandemic, and PowerPoint Online, which everybody uses and it's on all the school computers. Design a new presentation, open an existing one, choose from hundreds for free, fully editable, pre-made slides in the Pear Deck template library. Now, while these students are engaged with interactive learning prompts, you get real-time insight into individual student thinking with the teacher dashboard. It allows you to seize on these teachable moments as they happen, real time. So you get to see where the students need a little bit of work ahead of time and where they're also excelling ahead of time. It's pretty awesome. Better yet, you hear from every student in the class. You can choose to share student answers anonymously on the shared projector view, prompting discussion and learning in a safe, intimidation-free environment. Pear Deck is going to give listeners to Crying in My Car a 90-day premium access subscription for free. No credit card required. No credit card. Just take your credit card, leave it in your pocket, go online, peardeck.com/cryinginmycar. Start building more powerful learning moments in your classroom with 90 days of premium access for free. I know that it's the summer. Try it out. Get used to it. If you like it, get ready for next school year. It's a perfect opportunity. So peardeck.com/cryinginmycar. All right. Today's teachers in the news are in Georgia. A hopefully positive outcome comes from this. Deputies are searching for a missing Georgia teacher who vanished after a suspicious phone call. Apparently, Tina Prince, who is 46, ate dinner with her family, left around 8 p.m. Apparently, she vanished from a Mexican restaurant in the middle of Georgia. She got a suspicious call while at the restaurant, took the call outside, went back in the restaurant, told her family she had to go, and left. Her car was later found in a Walmart parking lot outside of the view of the cameras. She is 5'5" weighs 130 pounds, auburn hair, blue eyes. Anybody with any information, please, please, please reach out to authorities if you see her. I'm going to go ahead and put the picture of her on our screen if you're watching online. That way you have a visual of who they're looking for. But it is a teacher. She's vanished. She needs our help. If you see her, let the authorities know. And, she may be in danger. So also be diligent. If you do see her, don't run up to her and be like, hey, I saw you on the news. You don't know who's around her,
Yeah.
Stuff like that. So, all right, jumping into the next one. This is ridiculous.
I'm enjoying this. This is great.
We got a fantastic story, positive outcome. A student was barred from graduation for wearing the wrong shoes, which first off, I disagree with. So a teacher gave him, I'm literally wearing the heels of, the world right now. I'm wearing these wrestling leather boots. I think he should be allowed to wear those. So a teacher gave him the shoes off of his own feet, which I would gladly do right now as well. And there's a cool picture online, and I'm going to share it real quick so you can see it. If you are listening, just know that the teacher is barefoot and the student has shoes on his feet. It was a nice gesture. And this particular teacher shared the shoes so the student could walk. Apparently, the school representative standing in front of the door said his shoe selection was wrong. They violated the dress code. I don't know what he came in, maybe Crocs or something.
I just saw
the
people.
shoes look fine to me.
I was going to say, look at the other pictures. There's people in Crocs in the last photo.
That's unbelievable. Yeah, shoes look perfectly fine. Yeah.
See that? Look at all those people. Let's see.
Yeah, I don't know.
God.
I don't know what the problem is.
You made it that far. Why was it such a big deal? They've been like, you know what? We're not going to see this dude after tomorrow. I mean, what are we going to do? Give him detention?
And like it's going to take away from graduation.
It isn't.
Yeah. It's unbelievable. It's like, they think it's a distraction or something. Wearing something ridiculous. I would never be caught in anything ridiculous.
Is that so?
The next one is a pretty cool story. I really got touched by this one. So teachers in Spain, apparently there was a male student who was kicked out of his school and forced to see a psychologist after he chose to wear a skirt to promote gender nonconformity. A 15-year-old who just put on a skirt. That was it. And said he wanted to promote gender nonconformity, kicked out of the school, and then forced to see a psychologist by the school. The school forced him to see a psychologist. So guess what the teachers did, Greg?
What did they do?
What do you think? Where did the teachers come in on this?
I'm afraid to say.
Nope. There it is. Teachers went ahead and all wore skirts to support him.
That makes sense.
They stepped out and said, you know what? This kid got expelled for the wrong reason. Went ahead and wore the skirts to support him. And apparently his teacher let all of them know what was happening. And apparently they said, hey, look, we disagree with it. We think that this student was wrongfully punished. It's way too harsh, and plus, who cares? I mean,
here's my thing. Once a month, I host at the restaurant. I host a Scottish heritage thing. These guys come in. They approached us. It's Central Florida, Scottish heritage, whatever, and it's apparently all over the Florida.
Huh.
So I sometimes see about 50 to 60 men in skirts.
Wow.
Doesn't bother me a bit.
No,
I don't think that it should have been a big deal. If you're, oh God,
but this
man,
is
I'm
in
sick of
Spain,
this.
which is actually interesting.
Yeah,
because Spain, you would think,
because next door to Portugal, which everything is legal in Portugal,
Yeah.
drugs, prostitution. I don't see how that they haven't fallen into the ocean.
Right. All right. The next one. I hate people when I read this stuff. This one makes me mad. It makes me really mad. This one I was actually reading going, I just hate people sometimes. Over on Fox News, there was a article about apparently a teachers union affiliate who shared a funny meme, which, by the way, I've seen this meme several times already online. This is what they tweeted out last Friday. It said, teachers, you have given so much this past school year. Thank you. And there's a picture of Arya Stark in front of, all the mayhem that was caused behind her, with the burning and the when they were defeating the Night King. Spoiler alert if you haven't watched Game of Thrones. Teachers at the end of 2021. Funny. Saw it so many times. Well, Fox News decided to do a article about how tone deaf it was because teachers did nothing. Essentially, it said that people suggested that troops deserved more recognition, healthcare workers deserved more recognition. Many teachers, many of whom stayed at home for months and advocated for virtual learning, should not be saying this. Then they posted all the tweets. Oh, I'm pretty sure hospital workers had a worse year, but keep going with this stolen valor like vibe. Give me a break.
That pisses me off.
Nobody's stealing valor. We all were in it together, you
exactly.
assholes.
And here's the thing. Nobody's taken away from the healthcare workers.
None.
In fact, we've said that on this show many times.
But you have to understand, that's sometimes the agenda of people like this.
Yeah, it's Fox News. It's always people on Fox News that always say this crap. Don't get me wrong. There's some good articles, but
it's everywhere. But I'll say this too. I don't like when people pit one person against the other. Well, what about this? Well, we're all in it together, and this is the thing. The people that are tweeting are sitting here probably going, we're all patriots. We're all America patriot. Well, then act like we're one. Yeah. Act like we're united. Stop doing this division crap.
And that's another thing. Back when I was a kid, the teachers, my parents, they put into me, respect your teacher. And there's a lot of times I didn't. Mm-hmm. And I got my ass whooped by my parents, or I got spanking at the school. Mm-hmm. This day and time, I don't know what it is, but it's like, oh, that's your teacher. Like, oh, well, I don't want you dating the teacher's son, but maybe the janitor's son over here. It's like it's almost like people in the last 10 years have just put teachers down on this social scale just a little bit at a time.
But why?
Exactly. They're the ones taking care of your damn kids.
Yeah, and look at these tweets. They worked from home. Yeah, they're so essential. They didn't even have to show up, but for a couple hour-long Zoom calls. Really big sacrifice there. Seriously, many teachers had a hard time this past year, but other professions had a rough year. Teachers unions fought against returning. Public schools are some of the safest places. Wait, what? Schools were shut down. Blah, blah, blah. We can honor those who made the ultimate sacrifice. Blah, blah, blah. These, I want to reach through. And the reason these people are so mad and they hate teachers is because that they know that they wouldn't have people to buy their books if they were slightly more educated and could see through these individuals that stir up this crap and then try to sell you something and make money off of fake outrage. That's why they hate teachers. But that's beside the point. Okay.
You're, by the way, Angry Dragon Seabold.
Can you see I'm like flaring? I'm so mad.
Like you're sitting there getting, I'm kind of frightened I'm going to get thrown out a window. I'm sick of people talking crap about teachers. And then I go out the window.
Yeah. Okay. So anyways, this is an interesting thing. There is a local pastor, apparently who was also, I guess, in the school. and decided not to honor any transgender policies or whatever of, pronouns or referring to kids by their name that they wish they, that they associate with, not that they wish, that they feel they are. It says that basically, I serve God first. I will not affirm anything other than a biological boy. And that it's sinning. Said it at the school board meeting. Apparently, they fired him, but then also applauded him and now want him back. And apparently, his pastor is trying to get him back, but he's willingly saying that he's not going to support the transgender kids in the schools. So I don't know. It's a tough call, but honestly, as a teacher, we're there to support the children.
Right.
We're not there to make, judgment calls, this and that. This is the thing, man. I've had transgender students in my class before, and they just go, "Hey, this is my name. My name was Chris. My name is Sarah." And I just go, "Okay." And it's that easy. And I just go, "Sarah, you got anything for us? Sarah this, Sarah that." And it makes them the happiest in the world.
And they're productive
and fulfills. Yeah, they're productive. And this is the thing, though. I've seen where the front office will call down and be like, "Hey, is Chris in your classroom?" And you just see their entire being dropped.
Right.
They just hate. They're like, "Yeah, Chris is here," and that's where if it makes them happy, what do I care? It's not my life.
Yeah, and then exactly. Remember when all this transgender stuff started. You and I had that discussion. I said, "Man, I don't understand it," and a lot of people are scared of what they don't understand.
Yeah, a lot of I don't understand. I don't understand it. I don't personally.
I don't personally. I don't.
But I don't knock
exactly,
it.
They ain't hurting me.
Yeah,
they ain't hurting me.
It isn't hurting me one bit.
And if they ain't out committing crimes, if they're productive in society, then we can have the philosophical and religious debates later. But right now, they ain't bothering nobody. They ain't hurting you. They ain't hurting me. Let them do their own thing. Yep. It's the people that get mad because they're like, "Oh, somebody else is happy, but they're happy in a different way than what's supposed to happen."
Right.
Then they get all up in arms. I don't care anymore.
Yeah.
I used to be against the whole, no transgender is going to walk in the bathroom, whatever. I don't care. Wash your hands when you get done. That's the only thing I ask anybody.
Yeah. And there's, I mean, if I've been in a few bathrooms where I'm like, if transgender guy wants to walk in here right now, good for you. Because I would much prefer the women's restroom right now over this men's bathroom by far.
Hey, working in the restaurant business, I'm going to tell you right now, the men's room is usually the cleanest.
You know what? I've heard that.
And I'm being honest to God.
I've actually heard that, and I think that you're probably right, because when I worked in at a ice cream store, I would go in and clean the men's room, and it was like nothing. And then the female worker I was with would go clean the women's room, and they'd be like, "Oh my God, somebody crapped all over the walls." And and I'm like, "What?" And I'm like, it was literally terrible. I was like, "Oh man," they would always have horror stories. Never saw any of that at the men's restroom, but that's women for you.
Yeah. That's the one part.
Send all the hate mail cryinginmycar@gmail.com. So anyways, don't forget to subscribe, patreon.com/cryinginmycar. I have some tour dates here, if I can look them up. I'm going to be in Leesburg this coming Saturday. I also have a show at the Quantum Leap Winery in Orlando, and that is going to be on the 11th. I have a show at Side Splitters opening for Sean Finnerty on the 12th. And I'm going to be in Winter Park Bonkers on the 19th. And I'm going to be in West Pine in South Florida on the 17th. So, yeah. You got any shows or anything coming up?
No, just I'm getting close to being able to get out again. I've almost got a full staff. I'm excited.
Awesome, man. I'm excited.
And I'm about to close on the house 10 days, bro. And
That's
then
exciting.
As part of the weight loss challenge, You're to come
move.
over. yeah, I'm going to move.
I'm going to help you.
Yeah, and then we have a wing that we can.
I don't have to
back.
wear this when I help you.
No. That's the next bet. But we will have a pool that we can swim laps in.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, the deep end's just made. The wingspan I found out is made for laps.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Check it out, man. But anyways, thank you so much for listening and watching online for Crying in My Car, a podcast for teachers. We appreciate your support, and we'll be back next week.
This has definitely been a shorter episode.
It has been a little shorter. So anyways, we're going to call it a day here. Crying in My Car, podcast for teachers.
Be sure to subscribe and rate this podcast 5 stars. Submit all your awesome teacher stories to cryinginmycar@gmail.com and check out Devin on tour. Info and merch can be found at devincomedy.com. Support the podcast on patreon.com/cryinginmycar and get exclusive weekly bonus episodes. And tune in every week for more hilarious stress relief for teachers right here on Crying in My Car, a podcast for teachers.